God said to Abraham, kill me his son. Abe said, man, you must be putting me on, right? So Abraham begat Isaac, Isaac begat Jacob, and Jacob had 12 sons with 4 different women. He had 2 wives, 2 concubines, and these 12 sons, of course, had families of their own, which became tribes, and these tribes took over Canaan, right, which is now present-day Israel, and of course, they killed all the Canaanites. Quite possibly, they kept some of the women. In any event, during the reign of David, King David, after David, there was Solomon, David's son Solomon. He was king. And the 12 tribes divided into north and south. So, without further ado, there were 10 lost tribes that were captured by the Assyrians in the north. And in the south was 2 other tribes, but the only one we're concerned with is Judah, because the name of the kingdom was Judea, right? It was Judea in the south and Israel in the north, right? So that's pretty much where our story begins, right? Because like I said before, most of the ancient Hebrews or Israelites, whatever you want to call them, were taken in by the Assyrians, and in the south, Nebuchadnezzar, the Babylonian king, took them out of Judea and brought them to Babylon. And so we got to fast forward. They were in Babylon for 500 years until the Persians, Cyrus the Great, conquered Babylon and said, you guys can go home. Well, the majority of them didn't even leave. They were happy there, right? And it seems to be a recurring theme throughout the rest of the story, right? They didn't want to leave. They were doing good in Babylon, right? The ones who did go back weren't exactly the cream of the de la creme, right? But they did go back, stragglers, misfits. And of course, when they get back 500 years later, right, they weren't the same people. I mean, this is just the way ancient conquerors rolled. I mean, when they conquered somebody's land, they killed all the men, took the women, and bred them out. So you're talking 5-6 generations later, you know, how much Hebrew tribal DNA was left in these people, right? Not much. They were more or less Babylonian, or I guess what you would call what is there now, Iraq, Arabs. So they go back, and the Samaritans are there, right? Samaritans were more or less converts. They took over the land and converted. They became Jews, right? They weren't born from the tribes, but they practiced that religion. So when the exiles from Babylon returned, they didn't like that, and they wanted to rebuild their temple, and they didn't want the Samaritans, they didn't want anything to do with them. So there was a big beef between these 2 groups of people, right, who more or less shared the same religion, Judaism. Okay, so why is this all important? Well, it's important to know this because the country that was established in 1948 called Israel, it claims its legitimacy based on its bloodline back to the original Hebrew tribes. which is on this, on just what I've told you now, is absurd. But it gets worse. It gets a lot worse. And we'll take it further. Of course, we'll take it up when I return. My next video will pick up where Jesus comes in, right? And yeah, so we'll end right there.